informational show on Sirius XM in America, or you listen to my daily radio shows, I always give God glory. I give him praise. Without him, I would not be here. I would not be here doing what I'm doing. So I give him grace, and I give him glory, and I give him praise. Not just for the radio, the television, the book, the speaking, the things that are happening. I give him grace and glory for life. If anybody saw my tweet recently, I had a tweet that went out of Thanksgiving because one of the local television stations said, would you do a tweet for our wall of gratitude? And I quickly got back a tweet that said, I'm grateful for winning. And I put a big exclamation mark, and I said, oh, you want to know how much money I won? No, I didn't win any money. I won the lottery when I woke up this morning. I won the lottery every day. Every day I wake up, I win the lottery. And I say to you, every day you wake up with the lottery. And if you wake up in America, you double with the lottery. Because, see, America is a country where people are risking their lives to get here. They're coming here in the bellies of cars. They're coming in the bellies of planes. They're risking their lives over the seas. They're doing everything they can to get here because they know in America, if you're willing to work, not wish for it, but work for it. Come on, somebody, write that one down. Don't wish for it.
That's a good one. They got it. I should see that on a hashtag.
All right, that hashtag that. Don't wish for it. Work for it. If you're willing to work for it, then you can be a millionaire in America. You don't have to be the brightest bulb in the back. You don't have to be the one who was the top of your class. I'm definitely not the top of the class. I was half of the class that made the top half top. But I was willing to work on me. I was willing to be bad in order to be good. I was willing to fail in order to succeed. And that is why now I've been one of the top 5 speakers in the world. Why I have best-selling book, television, radio, because it is about, that's right, hustle, hashtag hustle. You got to hustle. And that's a muscle. Hustle is a muscle. Just like your brain is a muscle. Just like you work out your muscle. Hustle. You got to work on your hustle. You got to get up early. You got to work at it. You got to go to work. You got to fight for your dreams. You got to fight for your growth. You know, I have a little thing I've been saying for years. Follow your dream wherever it leads. Don't be distracted by leverage need. Shelter it, nourish it, help it to grow. Hold your dreams deep. Down deep where dreams grow. Follow your dream, pursue it with haste. Life is too precious, too fleeting to waste. Be faithful, be loyal, and all the day through. The dream that you follow will keep coming true. You got to fight for your dream. So you got to find your dream, number 1. You got to focus on your dream, number 2. And you got to fight for your dream, number 3. Okay, so on this No More Excuses Monday with my friend Marquita Miller. And Marquita, real quick, where can they tell? Well, I want my parents folks to know where they can find out more about you, because you are awesome. Where can they go, please?
They can certainly go to Marquita, MARQUITA, Miller.com. And I appreciate that. But Willie, everyone can only see why I like me some Dr. Willie Giles. So talk to us a little bit about, you're such a wealth of information about turning setbacks into comebacks.
All right, so let me talk about setbacks into comebacks. Thank you very much, Marquita. Thank you very much, Marquita. So how do you turn setbacks into comebacks? Well, most people know me for that book. And the book tells the story of my story in the first 2 pages at least. And just get motivated towards telling the story. I was a nightclub singer. I sang jingles during the day for Pizza Hut, making it great. We work well together. News 4 and you, BET, the entertainment TV. I sang jingles during the day, but I made the majority of my income singing at night in nightclubs, the dark, dank, smoke-filled nightclubs, singing songs I hated. But I kept on singing them because they kept on paying me. One song I couldn't stand, hated, Feeling. I hate that song, but every night the club owner would say, sing Feelings, and I'd sing it loud and strong because I'd wait for somebody to discover me, not realizing that most people are too drunk to discover their way out the front door. But one night I came in the club owner said, I want to talk to you after night show. So the guys in the band, they want to talk. We've been selling out for 6 months. We got standing room only audiences. We're finally going to get our raise. I walked in his office that night. They said you were great. He said you were great. I said, great, thank you. He said, the people loved you. I said, great, thank you. He said, we've made a lot of money since you've been here. I said, yes. He said, that's why it's hard for me to tell you, but I got to tell you. Now that we've made a lot of money, the owners of the club have decided to lot cheaper, get a better return on investment. They bought a karaoke machine, a lot cheaper than that, and it's filling up nightclubs all over the country. I said, but I worked so hard to build this club. I worked so hard to find that. I worked so hard to start this with nothing, and now we got full club nights every night. Every show is packed. And I realized that night that it wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect. It was business. And I got fired and replaced by a karaoke machine. I was devastated because I had worked so hard. I had given all I could. I had done my own newsletters. I had done my own email. Not emails, but for email. I had done my own postcards, mailers. But I still got fired. And at that night I got angry. And then I remember the quote somebody said to me one day. He said, a success is a failure. It finally gets mad enough. A success is a failure. It finally gets mad enough, angry enough to overcome those things that have been keeping them from living their dreams. And that's why I'm going to do something else. I took a job with the Washington, D.C. Public School System as a drug prevention coordinator, talking to little kids about staying away from drugs. And it was during that year I discovered an ability I didn't know I had. And I started working on my dream. And I started working on what I wanted to be. And I started speaking to little kids. And from the little kids, the teachers would say, could you come to my teachers group? And someone else would say, could you come to my church? And then from there, someone would say, could you come to my company? And then I was speaking in a hotel room for a small group. And one day, down the hall in the big ballroom, we're going to have a big motivational rally. Just so happened to go away to my little room. And one of the speakers for that night's motivational rally walked by. His name was Les Brown, the great. And he listened to my message, stood outside, and then he came in and said, you got quite a message. You got quite a talent. I really love what I heard. I'm looking for an opening speaker for my tour, someone who's unique, who mixes music and motivation, and you do that. And soon thereafter, we kicked off the Les Brown Music and Motivation Dream Team Tour, which features Les Brown, Billy Preston, Gladys Knight, and a little guy from Washington, D.C. Because Les and Gladys, I got some introductions to radio folks. I got a little radio show. And a little radio show caught on. And it got syndicated. And then from it catching on, then it moved to Sirius XM. And from there to television, PBS, CBS. And then one day, a book publisher heard me on the radio and called my office and said, I've been hearing you on the radio. And I love your ideas. Have you ever thought about putting your ideas into a book? I said, no, I never thought about it. He said, let me make you an offer. I said, I just thought about it. So my books came out. Dave, would you hand me that box, please? One of those wild boxes. And so my books started coming out. One book after another. My first book, most people know me by. Dave, okay, there you are. My Beautiful Bride is handing me my wild box. I can show you some of the books and some of the things that have changed my life, and I'm grateful have changed lives of others. Thank you, sweetie pie. And so my book started coming out. And my first book is in my wild box. This is my wild book. One of my boxes. This is Success Box. I can't see it. It's a big box. My first book is called It Only Takes a Minute to Change Your Life. Book of 1-minute motivational messages that has become a bestseller around America. Then the book most people know me by around the world is a book that is globally bestseller, Setback as a Setup for a Comeback. Then my book turned Setbacks into Greenbacks, which is being re-released this month nationally in paperback. Then An Attitude of Excellence, how I worked with Ford Motor Company to help them turn their company around. And Chicken Soup for the Christian Soul. Story in here about how I lost my mother, my brother, and father-in-law in 30 days in 2003. But how by the grace of God I was able to overcome the grief. And so the book started coming out, and CDs and PBS specials started coming out. My PBS special for young people, which is the #1 selling youth video in America, came out. One thing after another, just one after another. And then in 1999, I was speaking in Dallas, Texas. My phone was going crazy. Urgent, urgent, urgent. What's so urgent? I called Toastmasters. Hi, this is, I called my office. They said Toastmasters is trying to reach you. That's a big speaking organization. What do they want? They say it's urgent. I called Toastmasters, and they said, you've just been named one of the top 5 speakers in the world for this year. I said, what? They said, former winners include Colin Powell, Norman Schwarzkopf, Nelson Mandela, Margaret loud enough and strong enough, big dogs start to hear about you. And the moral of the story, just think if I'd never had a setback, if never got fired, faced by that karaoke machine, I'd probably still be doing what I was doing in that nightclub. But you're going to have some setbacks. You're going to have setbacks. As we've gone through this year, setbacks have happened. But I'm encouraging you that a setback is nothing but a setup for a comeback. You've got to have a new attitude. A new opportunity is around the corner for you because you choose to keep going. See, in my book, Setback, Setup, or Comeback, I said that there's two options when you have a setback. There's a setback period and a setback come. Now, a setback period meant end of the sentence. When you were in elementary school, I was in elementary school, they told you that a period meant end of the sentence. See, spot, run, period. See, dig, jump, period. See, Susie, ball, period. End of the sentence. No more to be said. Period. A comma. They told me a comma meant pause. Keep reading. Keep going. There's more to this story. And so when you have a setback, you have to decide, is this a setback period? End of the sentence, no more to be said? Or is this a setback comma? Pause. Transition. More to come.
That's good.
The decision changes everything. And I made a decision when I got fired that this is not the end of my story. And when I had other setbacks, this is not the end of my story. And I don't want you to put a period where God is putting a comma. Come on, somebody. Woo! Come on, somebody. Do not put a period where God has put a comma. There's a comma of any of these setbacks. You go to the board, comma. You get diagnosed with a very challenging illness, comma. You get downsized, comma. You lost your house, comma. With all of these challenges, lost car, something happened in your life, comma. It's not the end of your story. That's what I want to encourage people. That God is still working setbacks. He says all things work together for good to them that love the Lord and are the called according to his purpose. He didn't say some things, every now and then things, once in a while things. He said all things. You just got to keep going, keep moving, keep going forward. But when you do, things start to change. That's why when somebody talks about suicide to me, I say, don't commit suicide. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. This too shall pass. So, setbacks. So what did I learn about that? The setbacks, not only from my story, but the other people I interviewed in the book, like D.I. Coker, John Travolta, Les Brown, Wally Famous, Vanessa Williams, people who had setbacks and turned them into great comebacks. There were 4 steps that they all employed. Number 1, they had a vision. I started working on my vision to be a great speaker. When I got fired and started speaking, I said to a friend of mine, in fact, I'm going to be one of the best speakers in the world in this decade. He kind of thought I was nuts. And he said, what? I said, I'm going to be one of the best speakers. He said, you really serious about this speaking thing? You think this is going to pay you to do this? I said, yes. 9 years later, I was named one of the top 5 speakers. So you got to work on your vision. You got to speak into your life what you want to be. Speak into your future what you want to be. Start speaking your vision. Where there's a vision, where there is no vision, people perish. But where there is a vision, people will flourish. And by the way, Periscope folks, I usually only do about a 20-minute, half-hour show. Tonight you're going to go a little extra. So jump on, stay on, hit the screen, let folks know I'm staying on longer, and invite them in. And for folks on the call, hey, stay on, so I've got some opportunities for you. In fact, let me give you one of them because I don't want to assume that somebody's going to jump off. Today is Cyber Monday. So if you order any of my books today, any of my resources today, they are half price, 50% off on all my books, all my resources. Before midnight, you better do it. I'm telling everybody, go to my website, williejolly.com, and jump on and order any of my books, any of my resources. Get my box, get my big box. I mean, the wild box. This is the night to do it. If you want to get the deal today, if people have been bombing our site all day today, get Christmas gifts for all their family members and their relatives. They would get Christmas gifts. So go online, get them now, or get 50% because this only happens once a year. So anyway, vision. You got to have a vision. Without a vision, the people perish. But with a vision, the people will flourish. I love the story about Walt Disney. Many of you know Walt Disney started Disneyland out in California, out west, and then he built it to the #1 tourist attraction in America. And then he said, I want to do Virginia, hooking us up with the folks in Nashville. And we had a big event in Nashville. It was just fantastic. And I shared with the people how that city changed my life, because in the late 80s, I went to Nashville for a Gospel Music Association showcase. I was going to be the next big thing. I was going to be the next big thing in the gospel music area, an arena. And I bombed that night. It was devastating. Terrible. Bombed. And went back to my little hotel room, west end of Nashville, and cried out to God, what are you? And take out a piece of paper. What? Take out a piece of paper. Write down you will be a speaker. I don't have to speak on it. Write it down. You're going to write books. Books? I don't have to barely read books. You're going to write books. You're going to do well. You're going to do television, radio. What? You're going to speak around the world. Now, I wrote this vision down. In fact, my Bible is in another room, and I still have that original sheet in my Bible. And folks, many of those things have come true. I speak around the world. I've got best-selling books. I've got television, radio. I've been named one of the top 5 speakers in the world. I've been named Motivational Inspirational Speaker of the Year. I've just recently been named the #1 motivational inspirational speaker by Get Motivated Tool. Many of the things, my wife works for me. That was one of my goals. She would leave her job in Capitol Hill and come work with me. We could travel together. Only thing I don't have on the list that I think I wanted, the money. I've hit a lot of the money goals. I don't have my own thing yet. Don't have it yet. But I wrote it down, and I'm working on that, still on that vision. Look, a vision doesn't always come quick. There'll be some challenges along the way. There'll be some difficulty. You'll hit some roadblocks along the way, but keep dreaming and thinking of the big vision. Okay, second, I know, Marquita, you had some other things, so let me get through this one. Number 2 is you got to make some tough decisions. If you're going to turn your setbacks into comebacks, that's why you got to get this book. A setback is a setup for a comeback. When you get a chance, go get this book, Setback Setup for a Comeback. This is the book. This is the one. You can get it digital. This book, I tell people this book came through me, not from me. So this had to be the Lord. It had to be the Lord to give me the insights into that book. And then my current setbacks and the greenbacks came from my interviews with people on my Sirius XM show who went from broke to billionaires, millionaires, like Bob Johnson, Michael V. Roberts, who went from nothing to something, Wally Amerson. It's 7 steps that I learned from those folks who told me, here are the things I did that were consistent in all of these interviews. And I've had hundreds of interviews on the XM show that have shared how they went from nothing to something great, millionaires, billions. So those books are ones I recommend for setbacks to come back. It's incredibly important that you make the decision to stay away from negative people. Decision is taken from the Greek word to cut. You make an incision, you cut in. You make a decision, you cut off. You're going to have to cut off negative people. I don't care if they're in your family. If they're in your family, you either change them or be around them. You can change people or you can change people. Say it again. You either change people or you change people. Some people you got to change. If you can't change them, I have to make a point of telling family members, don't leave your husband or wife. I'm not telling you that. But you can change them by their input. Inputs determine outputs. Write that one down. Inputs determine outputs. So my wife, when she came to this entrepreneurial path, I wanted her to work in my company. She did not want to do it. Her parents were entrepreneurs. But I started changing her about what I gave her to read. I gave her Thinking Brokerage. I gave her the Power of Positive Thinking. I gave her Strangest Secret audio tapes. I gave her products that said, oh, this changed my life. I like your opinion. Notice I didn't say you need it. I said, I like your opinion. She would listen to it. She said, oh, I like that. She'd read it. Oh, I like that. Now she reads more books and listens to more audios than I do. And I read a lot. So it changed. She changed. Now she runs my company. She's the CEO. She's the COO. She's the entrepreneur extraordinaire because I helped her to change. Either change people or you got to change people.
That's good.
I'm not telling you to leave your spouse, but I am telling you to work on them. Now, stop hanging around with negative people. If they're negative in your family and they're negative people you hang around who are always talking about negative stuff, leave them alone. Number 3, action. Vision, decision, action. You must take action on your goal and dream. Scripture says, faith without work is dead. So you must act. God wants you to act. You've got to act on your goal. I was talking to Wintley Phipps earlier this evening. Many of you know Wintley. He was just on Soul Sunday with Oprah Winfrey. His new book is coming out, and we're going to have what Barack Obama said. Oh, I'm sorry, folks on the phone, you can't see it. But I got a picture of me and Barack Obama right now. Anyway. But Barack Obama said, destiny is not something to be waited on. It's something to be achieved. God designed you for achievement. He engineered you for accomplishment. You were born for something special. So you've got to be willing to work on you. Get better every day. Get better. During the beginning of the year, goal setting. In fact, we're going to have our goal setting seminar in January. And if you're in the Washington area, you want to be in touch with us because we do it once a year to get everybody on time. And we'll probably do an online version now that we got Periscope and other things like that. I give 4 goals every year. 4 goals. I first give my giving goals. What's that I want to give? I want to give more. I want to give to churches. I want to give to nonprofits. I want to give to charities. I want to be a giver. Because the more you get, the more you give, the more you get. But it's about giving. There's something about giving. If you get a mindset of giving, it changes your life. So in order to get though, in order to give, I must get. So I get a getting goal. What must I get this year? What must my goal be financially? What must my numbers be that I have to get, that I have to achieve? Number 3, what must I do in order to get so I can give? What books must I write? What speeches must I give? What new television programs must I create? What products must I develop? So what must I do in order to get, in order to give? And finally, what must I become? What must I become? What must I be? I got to be better. In my teachers, I tell people, if you want better children, you've got to be a better parent. If you want better marriages, you got to be a better partner. And if you want better success, you got to be a better you. So you got to go on a campaign to grow you, to develop you, to stretch you. You got to invest in yourself. Jim Rohn said, if you ever go into a $10 million home, it always has a library. The person who bought that $10 million home, did they buy it because it had a library? Or did their library allow them to buy it? Benjamin Franklin said the greatest investment you can ever make is what you pour in your head. Because the pennies you pour in your head will produce dollars you can pour in your wallet. So what are you reading? What are you listening to? What's your library? Okay, Periscope, folks, I'm going to show you real quick. This is my office. Look at the books. Look at the books. Look at the books. Books everywhere. And that's just in my office. We got books like that in every part of my home. And my office is my home. It's important to keep your overhead over your head. Anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. But I wanted to share that with you. So you see, I'm about what we've invested hundreds of thousands more books over here, but books behind everywhere. But we've invested hundreds of thousands in self-development. My wife and I. In fact, I tell a story about how some years ago, when I was a new speaker, I kept hearing about a guy. I was making $150 speech at that point. And I kept hearing about this guy who was making people who were speakers into millionaires and entrepreneurs into millionaires. And I kept hearing about it. And I wanted to go to his seminar. So I called his office, and the lady said, we have one more seminar this year. And we have 1 seat left. I said, that's my seat. That's my seat. That's my seat. I got to have that seat. She said, okay. I said, now how much is it? She said, $10,000. I said, what did you say? She said, $10,000. In my brain, I said, $10,000? Are you crazy? She said, I said, did you say $10,000? She said, $10,000. And for 2 days, $10,000. And I said to myself, I said, heck, I'll stay home and learn that on my own. I was poor thinking. That wasn't well thinking. Well thinking quickly jumped in and said, ho, Willie, that's the wrong kind of thinking. That's the wrong kind of thinking. You got to think like this. See, there's a price for success.
It's good.
But then there's a cost for not paying the price.
That's really good. Now, you got to say that again.
That's smart. Did you get that one? Did you get that one?
That's really good. You got to come with that one more time.
All right, there's a price for success, but there's a cost for not paying the price. And the cost is always greater than the price. The cost of staying the same. The cost of the time that you cannot regain. You cannot. Look, you can make another dollar, but you cannot make another minute. When your time is over, it is
good.
You can make more money. So I tell that lady, I said, ma'am, I know this price of success. I'm coming. That's mine. I'll be there. I hung up the phone. I begged. I borrowed. I did not steal, but I surely begged and borrowed. I got that $10,000 up. And I went to those 2 days, and they changed my life. I came back and quickly made $100,000. And the next year, when he had it in his seminar, I wrote a check for 10 grand. And the next year, he went up to 15. I wrote a check for 15. He cut it off a couple years ago because he went to other things. But I'm telling you, it was. And that's why I say to people, invest in yourself. Invest in books and products and resources. Go to seminars. If you're here to get motivated, come to your town, come. Buy some of the resources that'll be there. Invest in yourself. Jim Rohn was right. You go to a $10 million house, it always has a library. But did the person buy that house who bought it, did they buy it because it had a library, or did their library allow them to buy it? Okay, vision, decision, action. And the last one is desire. You got to want it bad. 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 So I'm encouraging people to have great desire about what they're trying to achieve. Have great desire about what they're trying to achieve. Imagine if you would to one night at about midnight said, I want a soda. I want it bad. Walk to the refrigerator, no soda. Walk to the window, open the shades, it's snowing. Look out one more time, and that refrigerator still no soda. That first person would settle for a glass of water, go back to bed. But they really didn't want it that bad. Second person, wake up around midnight, says, I want a soda, go to the refrigerator, no soda, walk to the window, over the shade, snowing. They put on a hat, coat, gloves, galoshes, and walk a quarter mile to the corner store. Closed. They go back home and they settle for a glass of orange juice because they really didn't want that soda that bad. They settled. Third, around midnight, says, I want a soda, walk to the refrigerator, no soda, walk to the window, open the shade, no. Put on a hat, coat, gloves, galoshes, walk a quarter mile to the corner store, but it's closed. Another half a mile to the grocery store, but it's closed. Another mile to the gas station with the soda machine, but it's sold out. That person keeps walking, though, and trying and walking and trying until they get a soda. And if you go that far for a soda, how much further would you go for your dream?
Wow.
That's a question only you can answer, but in the question, that's an unavoidable question. You're going to have to want it bad. You're going to have to want to fight for your dream. You're going to have to want to get up and fight. People are going to question. They're going to turn you down. People are going to let you down. People are going to say, I got you, and they know that they don't. They let you down. But you got to keep fighting. And some people just mean-spirited. They don't know why they don't want you to succeed. But it's okay. Just keep going. Massive success is the best revenge. Write that one down. Massive success is the best revenge. That same guy who I used to work for, who fired some years later, called me back and said, I read in the paper you have a best-selling book. Wow. Well, why don't you come back and do something for our organization? I can pay you what I used to pay you when you were singing in the nightclub. I said, no, you can't pay me. The rest is long gone. He said, what? Man, with that kind of money you charging, you'll be riding around in Mercedes one day. I just bought a Mercedes. I'm riding around in it now. Hello, folks. I'm saying to you, massive success is the best revenge. That was a good feeling day when I told him he could not afford it. Come on.
That's good. That's
okay.
good.
You asked about monetizing your gift.
Yes.
But wow, I've been talking. We only got 10 to 12 minutes more left. Okay, folks, look, a couple things I want to give you. You got to be part of my network. Network determines net worth. So go to williejolly.com. You'll see an all-access pass, like a backstage pass. Click it. Go in and get some of the resources that we have, free resources. Go sign up. In fact, I got a new way of doing it. You got a cell phone. You go, here's your cell phone. You text me at 202-759-0133. Put the word in wow and hit send. So send the word wow to 202-759-0133. When you text that text to our company, our organization, it'll send you back a response that will click you through a resource page on my website that will bless you. So it's 202-759-0133. 202-759-0133. Put the word in wow, like my wow box. Wow. And click send, and you'll get blessed, okay? That's gimme. That's a goodie. That's for everybody. Now, you talk about monetizing your gift. get into this multi-billion, $500 billion industry, speaking and training it, and how you can do it. But don't despair. We have a way for those who weren't able to come to get started. Many people want to get started in speaking. So, how do you get started? 4 things I recommend people do. Number 1, take a Toastmasters course. You can look up Toastmasters, Google it, run in your area. Go take the course. It's called Speechcraft. The 8-week course, I took that when I got started. It helped me tremendously. 2, attend a local meeting of the National Speakers Association in your area. You go to nsaspeaker.org, nsaspeaker.org, and you get information on where chapter is in your area. 3, get a book called Speak and Grow Rich by Dottie Walters on Amazon. Speak and Grow, not Think and Grow Rich, Speak and Grow Rich by Dottie Walters. 4, go to my website and williejolly.com/speakingbasics. The 3-hour training I did in my office that gives you the basics for building a speaking business. What I did to get started, how to market, how to charge, how to put yourself out there. That was number 4. And number 5, which is the 5th one, is speak. Wherever you can, whenever you can, whatever you can. Now, I know some of you didn't catch that. So, if you go to williejolly.com/speakingbasics, williejolly.com/speakingbasics, all of those are there, plus a few other tips that will help you get your speaking business up going. Because I want you to just know that there's more than enough room. People always say, why do you help other people become speakers? Because somebody helped me. 1, 2, not for everyone. I got an abundance mentality. No lack mentality, no little bit of mentality, it's huge mentality. There's more than enough for everyone. Rather than us taking this little pie and split it up and everybody let's grow the pie.
Excellent.
So that's what I want to do. So how do we speak and get paid? How do you monetize your gift? 1, you got to understand that everybody has a gift. Everybody has a gift. The thing you love or you hate, the thing that you're passionate about. So you develop that. You know, Michael Jordan said, talent is God-given, but it takes work. Go back to where we started from. You can wish, or you can wish for it, or you can work for it. So ability takes work. You got to work for it. So you got to get in it and develop yourself. You got to invest in yourself. You got to go back to school. I wrote me at school. You can't see it, folks, on the phone. I got my diploma from my doctoral diploma. I had to go back to work and get my doctorate. It was hard. I tell the story about how I wrote my first paper. I thought it was going to be great because I write books. I can write a paper. And I gave it to my professor. And he said, I'll read it and I'll see you next week. I came back next week. He said, I love your books. I love that it only takes a minute to change your life. Great book. I love that setback setup for a comeback. One of the best books I've ever read. Number 3, I love that setback to the greenback. Awesome. I love that attitude of excellence. I love the book. And then he gave me my paper. It had a big fat F on it. He said, you can write books. But this paper stinks because you wrote about what you already know. You're not in school to tell us what you already know. You're in school to learn new information. You need to go to the library. Folks, it was a humbling thing for me to shut my business down for almost a year and sit in the library every day for 6 to 8 hours doing research. I did it. And on May 18th, 2013, I graduated from California Graduate School of Theology, a doctorate degree, because I was willing to work on growing me. And I'm not yet, I got a lot of ignorance yet to get rid of. So I'm still trying to grow me. I want to encourage you to grow you. So you got to monetize your gift and you got to work on it. And in speaking, or whether it's, I love Marquita Miller. Let me tell you why I love her so much. She's an accountant. She's a forensic accountant. She's a bad sister. Brilliant. But she also understands you need to have multiple streams of income. Mama may have, daddy may have, but God bless the child that got their own. You got to have multiple streams of income. Money coming from multiple, because one day something's going to happen, and you're going to need more money from somewhere else. This little stream going to dry up. So you need money coming from different places. And I love the fact she got accounting business. She got a whole office of accounting information and people and staff. But then she has a writing business where she writes for Black Enterprise. I told you about that. Then she has a speaking business where she speaks at conferences. You should call her. Have her come speak at your conference. She's awesome. But then she got this new event, No wealthy have multiple streams. That's why God put you here to be wealthy. See, in Deuteronomy, God says, I give you the power, the tools to create wealth, comma, so you can establish my kingdom here on earth. That you can make a difference. Goes back to giving. That you can give to a church, you can give to a charity, you can give to somebody, but you can be what God designed you to be, a person of impact. So, wow. Okay, so I think I've talked about turning setbacks into comebacks. That's what was on the program. How to turbocharge your success. You make up your mind. You monetize your gift. You speak and you get paid to speak. You might not do it full time like I do it. You might do it part time. You might do it every now and then. But work on your communication skills. Go to my website, williejolly.com/speaking basics, so you can get some of the resources that will help you. Go to my website today. Go buy any of the books, the products, the bags, the CDs, the DVDs. Get them today. It's Cyber Monday. 50% off. Don't hesitate. Don't fool around. Don't be a person not willing to pay the price. There's a price. There's a cost for not paying the price. I want to encourage everybody to do that. I'll close with these last few things. If you ever come to my Get Motivated event, and this week we're on our way to Fort Lauderdale this week. I'm in Richmond next week. And I'm back in Fort Lauderdale the end of next week. And then Orlando the week after. So you can go to getmotivated.com or go to my website, williejolly.com, see where I'll be. We got a bunch of places coming up in January. We got Vegas, Phoenix, Los Angeles, Anaheim. And so we'll be all over the country in 2016. By the way, if you know any of the major companies who want to sponsor and be a part of this Get Motivated, you better let them know to reach me. We're going to have a national sponsor associated with my tour coming up in 2016. Great opportunity. But if you want to get those, if you hear about me coming, come to the event. Come back, wait for me to come out and give me a hug, take a picture, say you're a friend of Marquita, that's nice of Marquita. And I look forward to seeing you. But everybody in my speeches asked about this story. They say, would you tell that story? Would you tell the story? See, I was a new speaker. I had no books, no tapes, no radio, no television, no credentials to be a speaker. All I had was a desire to inspire people. I was struggling to keep the lights on, struggling to keep the phone on, struggling. It was tough. I would make phone calls, sales calls, and people would hang up in my face, and I'd get discouraged. I wouldn't make any more calls that day. I'd get discouraged. You ever been there? One day, I made my first call, and the gentleman was very open to listen to my message. He said, I like the way you're talking. He said, we're having a conference. Sounds like you'd be a great speaker for our conference. Are you available on such and such a date? I said, yes. He said, we'll pay you. We'll fly you to Orlando. It's going to be held in Orlando. We'll fly you. We'll pay you. We'd love to have you come. I was ecstatic. I said, thank you. I'm looking forward to it. So the day comes, I go to Orlando, I give the speech, they give me a standing ovation. Then they give me my check. I was ecstatic. I've got paid. I put the checks in my pocket, finished meeting and greeting people, taking pictures. We went back to the airport. Feeling good. Got on the plane, feeling good. Sat in my seat, feeling good. Plane takes off, I'm feeling good. I pull out that check a second time, and when I looked at the check the second time, I got depressed. Because that money was already allocated. I knew it was already gone. I started having a pity party with myself right there at B-22. An older gentleman across the aisle struck up a conversation with me. He told me he was a minister. He lectured every day in a different city about health and wealth. I said, you fly every day? He said, yes. We talked for a few more minutes, and he then said, young man, how old do you think I am? I looked him up and down. I said, sir, I think you're about maybe 60. He smiled. He took off his glasses. He looked me dead in my eye. He said, young man, I'm 88 years old. I'm 88, and my best is yet to come. In that moment, everything shifted in my head. If an 88-year-old man could have the optimism to believe that his best days were in front of him and not behind him, what did I have to whine and cry and complain about? I went home, got on that phone, and I got busy. I got on that phone and got busy. When people say no, I say next. They say I'm not interested. I say you're not the right one. Well, 20 years has gone by. I've been inducted in the Speaker Hall of Fame. I've been named one of the top 5 speakers in the world. I got best-selling books, television, radio, all you and can't say to you, I'm saying to everybody who's listening, without a question in my mind, because you're on this call, you're on this Periscope tonight, to say without a question, your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. This is your time. No more excuses. Time to take it to the next level. So I want to thank Marquita Miller for inviting me. I want to thank all of you for staying tuned on Periscope. I want to thank all of you for hanging in there on the call-in line. Remember, go to N as in Nancy, M as in Mary, E as in Edward, O as in Oscar, R as in Robert.com for more information on Marquita Miller's No More Excuses Conference. And go to williejolly.com. Call that, text me on 202-759-0133 and put the word in WOW so you'll be part of my network and we can stay connected. And I'll look to see you soon. And remember that God is working all things together for your good. So keep going. Don't stop. Thank you. God bless you. I'll talk to you later. See you later.
Thank you so much, Willie. You gave us so much great information. I want to encourage everyone. You heard about the Cyber Monday promotion that he listed out where you can take advantage of those products. You certainly want to do that. I want to certainly thank globereachtv.com where we have been streaming live. We weren't able to get Willie connected on it, but we're moving forward from that standpoint. Certainly want to thank them for everything that they've done to help bring this forth. But I want to encourage you, as you heard those things, to really drill back down, looking at those hashtags that are out there, looking at the things that you wrote down. There was a wealth of information, and really narrow it back down to what does all of that mean for you? If there is just, I mean, you've got so many things, you could do lots of things from this. But if you take 3 things, if you're on this call and you think about, you know, maybe you're on the call because you're thinking, wow, you know, I'm in a situation that doesn't look good. It's not positive. You know, I'm not sure. It feels like a period, but it may be a comma. Think about what can you do to move forward, because these calls are designed for you to walk away and enlist results and tools, and use the tools that you've heard to move forward from tonight. And so certainly if you're a speaker, and I know there are lots of individuals that are aspiring speakers, individuals that are already speakers that want to get paid to speak. And there's a difference between speaking for free, as my manager refers. The speakers want to speak, but paid speakers have to be paid. So he gave you some of those tools of going through Toastmasters, attending NSA. I am familiar with the local NSA chapter that is here in Kansas City. I will give you information on that if you're wanting it. Invite you out to the monthly meeting that's coming up in December. There's a holiday party that they're having. Also, that Speak and Grow Rich book. Sometimes, you know, we heard Willie talk about the fact about the books and the house. At some point, we have to say, turn the TV off, and we have to feed our mind. We have to invest in ourselves. And you're doing that tonight. I know I'm preaching to the choir because you're individuals that have stepped out, taken an hour to hear this. But I don't want you just to take an hour and hear something and walk away and say, wow, that was good. Or got this. What will you do? The challenge is, out of everything that you've heard, we heard Willie talk about the conference that he wanted to go to, and it was 1 seat left, and it was $10,000. And he was willing to do what was required to make sure that he could attend that. Because was it about attending the conference? Or was it about the fact that he knew the conference would provide direction and insight that would help him to shift his life to where he needed to be? Because clearly I heard the connecting of when he said after that, he went back and made money. Now, if I'd have had time to ask him a question, I would have asked, what did he do when he got back? Because there was something that conference gave him. But I can tell you, whatever those steps were, it still came down to him taking action. That was the key word. Whatever he gained and what he heard, and he took action. Because we've all been to events, we've all been to conferences, and we can walk away and execute, or we can walk away and say, oh, that was good. And it's the desire of everyone on this call, going back to the original purpose of this call, that this is designed for individuals that are ready to release all excuses and to focus on result-driven action. That is what it's about. So I want to challenge you to, he said, have a vision, write down inputs, determine your outputs. Are you putting in the right things so that you can change your outputs? If you're not happy with what you're seeing, then what you're doing, you have to change. You have to be willing to change that. And so at the close of this year, as we're closing, think about what are things that you need to change doing. If you're not happy with the results that you've gotten, and for me, there are some results I'm very honored and thankful to God of a lot of the results that have happened. I'm honored and thankful for the connection with Willie. I feel like I've known Willie all my life, and actually I've literally known Willie probably less than 6 months. But it's power and connections. More importantly, even than that, where I was going with it, is the fact that when you're not happy with something you see, you have to do something different. And what I so appreciate him with all the kudos that he gave me, but what Willie didn't know is I was after something different. So therefore, I knew when you want something to do what others will not do. And that sometimes means serve. That sometimes means go attend something. That you have to do something. So I want to encourage you as we're closing out. We are 31 days in 2015, but that's 31 days. You only need one of those 31 days to change your life forever. And I believe you got enough wealth of information tonight that there's something that if you just take one thought pattern and say, I'm going to grasp that. I'm going to do this effective immediately. And the enemy comes quickly to steal. So I'm going to encourage you to do it immediately. So thank you so very much for joining the call. Thank you, Willie, for everything.
My pleasure.
We appreciate you. We can't wait for you to come. Kansas City is a second home. Anytime you come here, we're going to love on you. So please hug Miss D. Hug Miss D. Give her a hug for us. Thank you for tuning in to No More Excuses. I want to encourage you to get your ticket to the No More Excuse Only Results Conference, January the 8th, and to make sure you take care of that 50% off cyber deal. That's phenomenal. I have Willie's products. I didn't get 50% off, but that's okay. You guys are going to get 50% off. So we love you. Have an awesome night. No more excuses.
God bless you.
God bless.